The ego gravitates towards extremes, by the way. The ego loves extremes. It loves when things are black and white in extreme. Think of just so many things that are happening in our world. People going to extremes on ideologies, for example. You have people who are either feminists or the red pill movement. It's either one extreme where you're hating on men and the other extreme where you're demeaning women. You see? The Islam is not on either extremes. You'll never find any Islamic teaching on opposite extreme. Islam, everything is about tawazun, but people gravitate toward extremes. But that's what psychological rigidity does. And actually, I find that people on opposite extremes, even in these ideologies, are driven by psychological wounding. If they're getting to a point where they're hating on men and the only way that women are empowered is if they're above men and they're putting down men, they're driven by psychological wounding. So the ego goes to the opposite extreme. This is the only way we feel safe is we're putting down men. The opposite is true too. If you're part of the red pill movement, you're driven by psychological wounding too, because you feel the only way for you to be safe is if I demean women, if I create such rigidity in my approach. It's really an ego-driven approach. So always know this as a rule for yourself. If you find yourself going on any extreme, it is driven by the ego. It is driven by psychological wounding, emotional wounding that you have not processed, and you need to find balance, because Islam has everything to do with tawazun. It has everything to do with balance.
ربي معي فمن الذي أخشى إذا ما دام ربي يحسن التدبير